Today, we're diving into Visual Studio Code, one of the most popular, if not the most popular code editors on the planet. We're going to break down what it is, why so many developers absolutely love it, and how you can get started with its most powerful features.
But first, let me just ask you a question. What if your main tool for writing code was as simple and snappy as a basic text editor, but as powerful as a massive, complex piece of software? What if it was totally free, ran on any computer you own, and you could shape it to fit any project you could possibly dream of? Well, that's the promise we're exploring today.
And that brings us right to Visual Studio Code, or as everyone calls it, VS Code. See, it's not just a simple notepad, but it's also not one of those heavyweight resource-hungry IDEs, an integrated development environment. It's this perfect hybrid, giving you the speed of a text editor with all the powerful features like debugging and source control that you'd expect from a full-blown IDE. So why has it become so dominant? Well, the reasons are pretty compelling. First, you can't beat the price. It's completely free. It's also cross-platform, which means your setup looks and feels the same whether you're on a Mac, a Windows PC, or a Linux machine. And as we're about to see, it's incredibly customizable and comes packed with powerful features right from the start. First up, let's talk about actually getting started. One of the best things about VS Code is how fast you can go from installing it to writing real code. There's no complicated setup. You can be up and running in literally just a couple of minutes.
The whole process is about as simple as it gets. First, you just pop over to code.visualstudio.com to download and install it. Once it's open, here's a key concept. You don't really open individual files, you open entire folders. VS Code is built around your projects. Just go to File, Open Folder, pick a project you're already working on, or just create a new one, and you're in. From there, you just click the new file icon to get going. Easy. Okay, now for the fun part, writing the code itself. This is where VS Code really shines. It's just loaded with intelligent tools that are designed to make your whole workflow faster, more efficient, and way less prone to annoying little errors. Let's look at a couple of my favorites. Right out of the box, without installing a single thing, you get access to two incredible features, Emmet and IntelliSense. Think of them as your personal smart coding assistants. They're built to help you write code way faster by giving you shortcuts and intelligent suggestions as you type. Let's start with Emmet. This is an absolute lifesaver for web developers. Instead of manually typing out all your HTML, you can use these little abbreviations. For example, UL/LI times 3 might look like nonsense, but it's a simple instruction. Hey, create an unordered list and put 3 list items inside of it. It's a shorthand that describes the exact structure you want. And then, with just a single press of the Tab key, boom! Emmet instantly expands that little abbreviation into full, perfectly structured HTML. This might seem like a small thing, but just imagine the thousands of lines of code you write on a project. Those saved seconds add up fast, making this a massive productivity booster. Next up is IntelliSense. Now, this is so much more than just basic autocomplete. It intelligently analyzes your code to give you these context-aware suggestions for your variables, functions, and methods. It's incredibly powerful, especially for languages like JavaScript and TypeScript, and it helps you avoid typos and remember complex syntax on the fly. Now, this next tool is crucial for really mastering VS Code, the command palette. You can open it with Shift-Command-P on a Mac or Shift-Control-P on Windows. From this one little search bar, you can access literally any command in the entire editor just by typing. You almost never have to touch your mouse or dig through menus again. Another key convenience feature is the integrated terminal. Instead of having to switch back and forth to a separate terminal app, you can just open one right inside VS Code. The best part? It automatically starts in your project's directory, saving you time and keeping your whole workflow in one single window.
All right, so the built-in features are fantastic, but the true power of VS Code comes from its flexibility. Through things called extensions, you can add support for new languages, plug in new tools, and even completely change the look and feel of the entire editor.
The easiest way to think about this is like an app store, but just for your code editor. You can browse, search, and install thousands of free extensions that are built by the community and even by big companies like Microsoft, all from right inside VS Code.
And believe me, there's an extension for almost anything you can imagine. Need great support for Python? There's an official Microsoft extension for that. Working with a specific web framework like Angular? There are extension packs for that too. You can install tools like Prettier to automatically format your code so it always looks clean, or visual themes like the material icon theme to give your editor a fresh new look.
So, as your projects get bigger, your needs for managing them get more complex, right? Well, VS Code is built to scale with you, offering some really powerful features for organizing your settings and handling applications that might be made up of multiple, separate parts.
A really key concept here is the difference between user and workspace settings. Your user settings are your global defaults. They apply to every single project you open. It's how you like things to work. But workspace settings are project-specific. They actually live inside your project folder, and they will override your user settings. This is perfect for team projects where you want everyone to have the same formatting rules, for example, without messing up their personal setup.
And you can take that even a step further with the idea of a workspace. So, let's say your application has a front-end folder and a completely separate back-end folder. Instead of opening two different editor windows, you can add both of those folders to a single workspace. This lets you see and work on both parts of your project together in one unified interface, which is incredibly powerful for modern app development.
So, let's bring it all together. We've covered a lot of ground, from just getting started all the way to advanced project management. What are the essential things to remember about Visual Studio Code?
Here's the bottom line. First, it's free and it runs everywhere. Second, it comes packed with time-saving tools like Emmet and IntelliSense right out of the box. Third, its extension marketplace lets you customize it for pretty much any workflow you can think of. And finally, it scales beautifully, from tiny little scripts to massive multi-folder workspaces. Ultimately, a code editor is just a tool, but having the right tool can make all the difference. It can remove the friction and just let you focus on creating. And VS Code is a powerful, flexible, and accessible choice for almost any developer out there. So, the only question left is, what will you build with it?